Hi there. So this is going to be a demonstration or the process I went through when I attempted the newspaper assignment. Um, Instead of just doing it for you, I think it's better to just go over the steps that I took in order to achieve my final product. So the first thing I did was, of course, go and look for references, and I checked out the New York Times as a reference. This is a front page back in 2001, the September 11th in New York, 2001, the day of. And I wasn't really focused on the content. I was focused on the structure of how uh, bodies of text were arranged. And if you notice, they have it arranged so that there's like 6 columns right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's different images just kind of scattered and structured in there strategically. So this image takes up 3 or about 2.5 of these columns. These 2 images together take up 4 columns worth. If you want to think of it like that, break it down into sections. What else do we look at? There's different headlines displaced all throughout the area. This headline takes up 2 separate columns, but then then the actual text for it takes up both columns. So that's pretty much what I took away from the actual newspaper research. And then I had to think about what kind of idea I wanted to make when I'm creating my pseudo front page. So what I went with was monkeys and monkey attacks and some kind of hegemony between monkey culture and human culture. So after I found some references of things that kind of correlated, I designed a template. I used my rulers and grids, and then I actually followed really closely the same structure of this New York Times reference that I had, and I designed this template right here. As you can see, it has very similar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns worth of content, and then I could put images and arrange things little by little as I saw fit to see what would work. And then it just got down to thinking of funny and quirky headlines. So after I figured out a solid structure of how I wanted to break down my front page, I started with the title. Start with your title, work your way to your content. For this particular assignment, you need a time. You're gonna make your own title, make your own template. You're gonna make your own logo, and we're gonna have a, let's see, date, volume, copyright, images. We're gonna find photos on the internet, and we're gonna add captions. Like for example, the captions for these photos are all down here. Photos by Google Images. Thanks, Google. You're doing great. From left to right, you have the attacking baboon. You have the little capuchin monkey giving a speech. And then you have a little chimp digging for insects, I'm assuming in a tree. Then you're going to go ahead and make your, just like how we did in the asymmetrical text body assignment, which if you haven't gotten there yet, I think it would be much more appropriate if we went over that first and then you came back over to this video and you checked out the process. It's just a little bit easier because this is way more structured than just kind of winging it and throwing a bunch of images or objects into a file and then just adding text into all those images. Here, it's a lot more structured and a little bit more tedious because now we're actually going into all of the text and changing the leading so that, and then the justifications, because in a lot of newspapers or books, the arrangement of the text will be flush with the left and right margins, which gives it that really nice, elegant structure to it. And that's where we're going to be seeing in between each body of separate text. And it also allows the reader or the audience to understand, okay, this section of text is completely irrelevant to this section of text. They're two separate stories, and that's how we keep things separate, and it also maintains readability. And then to keep it legible, you're going to have a emphasis of headlines versus text body. I think it'd be much more appropriate if you made up your own headlines, and then you can just use text filler for all the body of text. For example, if we look really close, all of my text body just says lorem ipsum dolor, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So yeah, just to go everything over again, I started out with looking up a immediate newspaper reference, then checking out some concepts or figuring out what kind of content I'm going to be talking about, finding relevant photos for that, and then making my template, and then fixing all of the text and bodies of text into each template. All right, thank you for watching.